I'm getting some serious Mars mission vibes from this new LEGO City space set. Does it live up to that theme? Let's find out. Hello everybody, the Brickologist here with another 2024 LEGO City Space review. This is set number 60431, Space Explorer Rover and Alien Life. This set retails for about $35 here in the United States, contains 311 pieces, and I found it a little bit early at my local Kohl's. Here is a front look at your box with that fantastic space branding. The back of the box shows off some of the functionality of this set. Two instruction manuals are included here, and the first one is the most pointless thing I've ever seen. It literally only has 19 pages of building, and what you see in the front is what you build. It took me like 2 minutes. I cannot believe they wasted this much paper. The second manual is a lot more substantial with 83 pages of building, and there are some nice advertisements at the back for the rest of these space sets and some of the great vehicles from LEGO City in 2024. Good stuff. Just over 300 pieces later, you have 2 main builds plus 2 minifigures and 3 pseudo figures. Let's talk about them. Our first minifigure here is the male pilot of the space crew included with this set, and he looks really good. Top to bottom, all the printing is great. I love his helmet mold. I love that backpack piece. The back printing is good as well, and he's holding a nice pair of white binoculars. All around a solid minifigure. The other space crew member included with this set here is in green, and I think she looks fantastic. That helmet is great. She is holding a camera, and from the back she has this backpack that appears to have a solar panel. Maybe that's charging the camera, I'm not entirely sure, but some cool little details. Underneath all of her armor is nice printing as well, and that continues onto the back. Another really good city minifigure. The newest addition to the LEGO City canon, something every good city has, are of course aliens. All jokes aside, these little guys are pretty cute, and they're only made of 3 pieces each. A minifigure head, a stud with a hole in it, and then an upside down version of the crown piece from Angry Birds in lime green. What a bizarre part choice, but very, very cool. They also have some printing on the back of the head as well. Definitely not the most threatening LEGO alien, but a cool figure nevertheless. You also get a small robot, which seems to be something a lot of these sets have. Also, it has the power core at the back with some good printed parts. Overall, a very simple design, but I think it works pretty well. Build numero uno is really underwhelming. It's just a small piece of terrain, very simplistic design. There are some little craters for your aliens to hide out in, and you also get one of those iridescent, sparkly, energized crystal parts, which I do like, but other than that, nothing to talk about here. Moving on to the Rover itself, this is obviously the main draw of this set, and it's honestly pretty big and quite impressive. It uses 6 very large plastic wheels, which are the main reason this set gives me major Mars mission vibes, because they used those pieces quite often throughout that theme, and they look pretty imposing. Now, if you're rolling this thing around on a softer surface like carpet, a bedspread, etc., it's going to move very, very well. However, these large plastic wheels don't have as much traction, so if you're on a harder surface like a countertop or a wooden floor, it's not going to roll, which is always unfortunate, but they do look good. LEGO also provided some suspension here, which is very cool. You can see the springs at the front, those go up and down, which is nice. Additionally, these parts back here have independent suspension. Each of these pieces move up and down separate from one another, so there is a lot of movement with this Rover, which is just wonderful for playability. So the functionality is great, but the form is also solid as well. I just love the color scheme of these new city space sets. I think it's great. The cockpit part here is also new in that color, I believe, and it's a wonderful part. However, I would have loved maybe a little bit of printing on it to give it a little bit more flair, but other than that, it looks fantastic. The side profile here is very nice. It makes good use of the new orange color along with some gold accents as well, and there are some cool little hidden details like the rapier piece being used as an antenna, and actually in between the 2 back wheels on either side you have the power cells basically charging this vehicle with a cool printed part, and those can be removed. It's kind of hard to access, especially if you have big man hands like me, but a very nice touch. The back here has that printed space logo, and this is actually a ramp to access the interior of the vehicle. It almost goes to the ground, so that's pretty nice design. It looks pretty underwhelming from here, so let's open this entire thing up and see what's inside. Unfortunately, there are no hinges to open up the interior, so you kind of have to just manually take these parts off, but the cockpit comes off pretty easy. This part comes off as well, and even this piece at the very back can come off too, to give you a full view of the entire interior. In terms of detail, I'm not super impressed with the inside here. I do love the printed control panel, but other than that, there's not a whole lot to see. However, there is plenty of space to fit both of your figures. Their accessories have room to fit in there as well, which is really nice. One element of this design I found rather odd is LEGO does include those minifigure leg holder pieces, but there are 4 studs open for their legs behind that, so they actually encourage you not to put the figure on those parts, which is just a weird design choice if you ask me. And if you do put the figures on those parts, it's actually going to struggle to fit inside with the cockpit pieces on. So this is how it's supposed to be, just kind of an odd design choice. Finally, at the back here, you have an astromech droid headpiece just sitting there, and that open stud is supposed to hold your small little robot. Very good use of space. I'm glad they included that. So is LEGO continuing to cook with this 2024 LEGO City Space sub-theme? I think so. This is another really strong set that, like I said earlier, combines form and function. It looks very good on display, but also is jam-packed with playability functions and a ton of usable space. Sure, it's not the most detailed thing I've ever seen, but this is a set made for ages 6+, and as a set made for ages 6+, I think it succeeds with flying colors. And once again, it's actually a solid value. 311 pieces for $35 is just a hair off 10 cents per piece, but there are a lot of very large pieces in this set, and I think it more than makes up for the bad price to part ratio with the size to price ratio. This is a very big build. I really have almost nothing negative to say about this set. I think it's a really great toy, and that's why it's going to get a 9 out of 10. Color me just really impressed with these city space sets so far. Some of the best product LEGO has put out here in recent memory. Those are just my thoughts though. Love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Also, while you're at it, please subscribe to this channel, hit that bell for new video notifications, like this video, comment on this video, check the description to find me on all sorts of social media platforms. Thank you all so much for watching today's review. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out. God bless. Bye-bye.